Vinnie Jones is a product of the evolution of the game of football in Britain in the late 80s and early 90s, as the emphasis switches firmly towards strong, athletic and above all physical players. Photographs of Jones and Newcastle United's emerging superstar Paul Gascoigne provided graphic evidence of Vinnie's intimidating style, illustrating that there are more ways than one of coming to grips with talented opponents.
I think seeing in non-league and that you could definitely get away with it, but now you know all of a sudden you're in the limelight and everything. That incident was where we had a free kick on our halfway line and he was just marking me tight and there was just a little bit of bantering going on between us. I mean, if the truth's known, he was giggling until I went to stand back and then I trod on his toe and it shows up on one of the pictures and I think that's the only bit of pain he got from it.
But Vinnie Jones's career has been littered with moments of madness that have launched his name into the newspaper headlines with great regularity. This incident, a late challenge on Everton's Graham Sharp at Goodison Park, followed by an unnecessary clash with Kevin Ratcliffe, led to one of a series of dismissals. Ratcliffe's reaction to a slight brush of foreheads may be equally reprehensible, but this kind of unsavoury incident, particularly during his early league career, led to Jones becoming an anti-hero on the field, the undisputed leader of Wimbledon's crazy gang.
I mean, obviously in football there are things that go on which the spectators don't see and the referee doesn't see. One of the oldest ones in the book is, you know, going up for the header with the elbow out, giving your opponent a nice lump behind the ear. There's always the poke in the eye when you're not looking, or when the ball's up the other end of the field, the centre-half lays out the centre-forward with a right-hander. The one where you're following the player and he passes the ball off, everybody follows the ball and then you just come in and follow down with your studs on the back of his Achilles down the calf. It's always a nice one. And, you know, these sort of things do happen and it's no good saying they don't. But it's not something that is seen unless you're a little bit cute. There's always the one where you put your opponent down, tackle him very hard, and you go to lift him up and you put your hands under his armpits and pull his hairs and he's screaming blue murder and you're just saying to the referee, well, I'm only helping him. Or there's the Gaza one, when they get a bit close to you, you just grab them by the testicles and say, well, can you speak in a bit lower pitch of tone, please? But obviously there are loads of things that go on. You know, the oldest one in the book is waiting for a corner and sort of treading on everyone's toes on a freezing January day.
Yes, charming. He clearly belongs to the Academy of Intimidation, our Vinnie. And the Plough Lane Crazy Gang confounded pundits for years with their ability to cause upsets wherever they went, turning over the biggest clubs in the land with no respect for surroundings or reputations. And through it all, their style of football remained thoroughly unloved, although widely imitated as the instant route to success. And at the centre of it all, Vinnie Jones, who arrived from non-league Wealdstone. Eventually, the Dons prepared for their most unlikely triumph of all. A mere 11 seasons after reaching the Football League from the Southern League, Wimbledon were at Wembley. Vinnie Jones in direct confrontation with another tough nut, Steve Macmahon. And the result, an FA Cup win against the most successful team of the modern era. Not the sort of bloke you want to face in a drop ball situation, that's for sure. After leaving Wimbledon, Vinnie moved to Leeds to help them regain First Division status under the shrewd guidance of Howard Wilkinson. He recognised the positive aspects of having a man like Vinnie in your team, and so did his old boss Dave Bassett, by now at Sheffield United. Playing for United at Manchester City, Vinnie claimed the unofficial world record for the fastest ever booking. A conservative estimate of 4 seconds from the first whistle to his strong challenge on City's Peter Reid, and the referee David Elleray has an early customer in his notebook. Jones's reputation clearly preceded him, but this was another day when a series of rash challenges would lead to his premature departure from the fray. Ideally suited to the physical side of the game, now demanded by modern football, Jones has always trodden a fine line between controlled aggression and illegality. This afternoon was another victory for officialdom. In April 1991, as the Gunners chased their second championship in 3 years, Arsenal's Anders Limpar was another to feel the full force of Vinnie Jones' commitment to the game. And once again, a combination of misdemeanours earned him a few more points on the disciplinary league table. The second challenge was more vigorous than malicious, perhaps. Vinnie blamed the Arsenal boss George Graham for his booking, but in truth, he could have few complaints. The next stop in Jones's career, Stamford Bridge, a move from Sheffield United to Chelsea to join up with some of the old Crazy Gang members. And still the Jones enthusiasm teetered on the tightrope of transgression. West Ham's goalkeeper Ludek Miklosko was just one to experience what Jones calls a bit of clump. The pace and passion of the game today dictates that vigorous challenges happen all too often. This time, Crystal Palace's Marco Gabbiadini on the receiving end. And it's no good claiming he came out with the ball, Vinnie. Just look at the same challenge from the alternative angle and you'll see what a two-footed tackle it was. And that's not on. Jones's brief stay at Stamford Bridge produced just 5 goals, but one of them will perhaps give the lie to the suggestion that his game is only about hustling and intimidation. A fine strike which helped produce a memorable 2-1 win at Anfield in February 1992. Nevertheless, Vinnie Jones owes the longevity of his career at top level to the emphasis placed on physical prowess rather than the cultured style of his play. A tough character who always attracts attention, and as his career turns full circle back to the bosom of his first league club, Wimbledon, one suspects that his greatest triumph will always be that fairy tale day at Wembley in May 1988. Another day the Crazy Gang took on the Kop and won.